Hi there. Today I'm going to share with you why I choose to drive more for Lyft than for Uber. And stick around at the end of the video. I'm going to show you some of this beautiful footage of Halong Bay. I'm coming to you today from the Dragon Legend boat, cabin 301, and this is the view outside our window. The sun is just about to set. At the end of the video, I'll show you more of the amazing Halong Bay. So, why do I decide to drive more for Lyft than for Uber? Well, before I get into my reasons, I first want to say that it really makes sense for you to have both apps. So if you're in a market that has both Uber and Lyft, get both, because sometimes one app will go down, the other one then you can work on. Sometimes it's slow and you want to have both going at the same time so you stay busy. And sometimes your paperwork lapses and you'll get deactivated, or sometimes you might get deactivated for absolutely no reason. All these things can happen, and it's good to have a backup. Now, with all that said, let me tell you why I drive more for Lyft than for Uber. The first reason is the bonuses. Now, I recently took 3 separate Uber rides in a day, and each one of the Uber drivers told me the reason they drive exclusively for Uber is the flexibility of the bonuses. But for me, I don't like the flexibility of the bonuses. I like to know exactly what I need to do each week, and then I can go out and do it. And with the Lyft bonus, I know that I need to get 130 trips and I need to get 60 during peak hours, and I'm going to get my $350. So I like to plan my work and work my plan. And for that reason, I like the Lyft bonus much better than the Uber bonus. Okay, number 2 won't apply to really to anybody else, but when I signed up back in December of 2015, Uber gave me a 75% commission. Lyft gave me an 80% commission. So every time I drive for Uber, I think, man, I'm making a little bit less per ride than I could if I were driving for Lyft right now. And I've asked Uber on several occasions to match what Lyft has. Even as I've done 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 rides with Uber, they're not having anything about it. It has nothing to do with merit. It only has to do with when you signed up. So reason number 3 is I like the Lyft app better. And there isn't anything that I can do with Uber that I can't do with Lyft. But there is something I can do with Lyft that I can't do with Uber. With Lyft, when I'm like a half a block before getting to my passenger, I can hit that I've arrived, see where we're going, and in the rare instance where it doesn't work for me, like I'm going to be going across a bridge, for example, in traffic, and it's going to eat up a lot of my time, I can just cancel. I can cancel. It's much more difficult to do that with Uber. The 4th reason is the passengers. Now, a lot of people ask me, and I'm sure they all ask you this, hey Jay, what do you like better, Uber or Lyft, right? That's like the #1 question that we drivers get. When they ask me that question, I respond with, I like Lyft best. And it's because Lyft passengers are like dogs and Uber passengers are like cats. So I say it's cats and dogs. I'm a dog person, you know. So the Uber passengers tend to be a little more closed up. They sit in the back, they kind of do their own thing, amuse themselves. Whereas dogs, you know, dogs are much more happy-go-lucky, and they're enthusiastic, and they're much more fun to engage with. So I find the passengers are way more interesting and friendly and engaging. Reason number 5 is tips. Now, I find it really difficult to get tips from Uber passengers, maybe because they're more like cats. The Lyft passengers, more like dogs, give a lot better tips. And each week I count on making about $100 in tips. It's really difficult to get that kind of money. In fact, I think it's impossible. I can't do it with the Uber passengers. They're just not trained to give tips, whereas the Lyft passengers have been giving tips for years now, and they just automatically kind of do it if you do a good job for them. Reason number 6 is the big dog versus the underdog. Big dog versus the underdog. I've always been an underdog kind of a person. I always root for the underdog. You know, Uber's big, much bigger than Lyft. Actually, San Francisco is where they have their most head-to-head kind of battle. That's the market that I drive in. And I just like driving for the underdog. I feel better about it. I like the way that Lyft conducts itself more than the way Uber conducts itself. The passengers who are Lyft passengers kind of feel like we're part of a club. Okay, so we're kind of in this together, and going up against big bad Uber. Now, Uber's not really big and bad, and Uber's made some mistakes, sure. So has Lyft. But there's just that kind of an energy around Lyft that I prefer. Okay, I just like the underdog versus the big dog. Last reason is I had picked up three people who worked for Lyft, and they had some swag. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you some improvements you could make to your app if you'll give me a pair of those socks. And they did. So here's the picture of the socks. So this is not really a super valid reason, but it's pretty cool that once a week I wear the Lyft socks. So in summary, those are the reasons why I like to drive for Lyft. But you'll have your own reasons, and you really need to feel into what's most important to you. Is it the bonuses? Is it how you feel about how Uber or Lyft has conducted themselves? Is it tips? Is it your commission percentage? All of these factors go into play, and you just decide for yourself. Now, as promised, let's go take a look at Halong Bay. Here we are at the front of the Dragon Legend. It's a little bit like Titanic up here at the very front. Now, as we scroll around, now I heard that Halong means dragon's back going into the water, and that's kind of what it looks like. You can see that rock right there, so close to us. This is where we're moored for the night. And it really is just so beautiful. It's hard to believe that this is in Vietnam, so gorgeous. It's ranked as one of the top 50 most beautiful places on earth. And I gotta say, I think it's in the top 10. Wasn't that amazing? This is such a beautiful place. I honestly can't believe I'm here. So let me finish off by saying, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Harry, the rideshare guy, puts out great content. He's got a lot of contributors, always putting stuff up. And you can watch all the videos and be notified when they're released. So you all go out there. This is Cradeur with the rideshare guy. Have a great day. Be safe out there.